Okay, it's just past 6:30, so we will get this meeting started. Welcome, everybody. I am happy that we have so many of you joining us tonight, and I want to remind you that it is our last home and school meeting of the year. That doesn't mean that all the activities that we have planned are going to stop. There are quite a few things to pay attention to tonight. But anyway, I'm thankful that you're all here, and we'll get the meeting started. There is a workshop tonight that Victoria Trower is going to be presenting for those of you who have seniors. That will happen after we hear from our interim president, Jeff Petty, and a school update. And then after the workshop, which is called Freshman Year 101, we will have time for you to hear from each of the candidates that are running for HSA elections for next year. And then we'll do a quick vote to elect the new candidates. And we'll get through all of our other HSA activities, including an update from the Anti-Racism Network and class updates. Again, for those of you who are parents or guardians of the 281 class, there are an enormous amount of activities coming up. So be sure you stick around to get all of those dates. And just a reminder for the meeting that everybody's on mute. And if you have questions, please put them in the chat. If you can please also sign in using the chat, listing your name, your student's name and their year and an email address. That's very helpful for us. So I think I am going to turn things over to Mr. Petty for a school update.
Well, good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is well. I can tell you it has been an incredible, 5 weeks, 6 weeks that I've spent at Central High School. I have a lot of news for you this morning or afternoon or evening. I lose all track of time. So here we go. Let's start with senior events that we know of. Their graduation practice is June 8th at Leocoris Center, and graduation is the 10th at 10 o'clock at Leocoris Center. At the moment, there are 4 tickets. We're allocating 4 tickets per family. You can get a 5th ticket, but it's done through lottery. So if you're interested, we'll have a link sent out to you. You can register through the link to take care of that. And we'll let you know how it's done. There's a senior junior picnic on the 25th of May. That's being held at Diamond Ridge Camp. It's for juniors and seniors again. And that's under the sponsorship of our both junior and senior class sponsors. I attended the first prom I attended in over 20 years last week, which was the junior prom. The kids were absolutely fantastic. They were well behaved. They looked great. And they just had a great time. They seemed to have a great time. So that was really pretty exciting for me. I do want to announce to everybody the appointment of the 4th assistant principal to Central High School. We got that verification today, and that's going to be Avi Snyder, who is now the roster chairperson and the IB AP coordinator. So that's a real feather in your cap. I'm happy for Avi. She's really going to be a great asset to the school, although I believe she is already. We have Museum Day coming up, and that's on 5/19. It's going to, at the moment, it's going to be the Art Museum as well as the Mutter Museum. Mr. Horowitz is sponsoring the Phillies Day, which is 5/20. Get in touch with him if anybody wants tickets. He's the best salesman I've ever seen, to be honest with you. Also, The IB and the AP testing is in full swing. We're doing a bang up job with that. The kids are coming in, they're doing what's expected. The 600 of the IB senior projects were sent over to the IBO last week. And we're waiting for those results, which I guess will be sometime during the summer. We're testing, as you mentioned, at the executive board meeting, Heidi, that the incoming ninth grade, some of the incoming ninth graders will be in the school Friday afternoon for testing. Mr. Zach is handling that along with, I believe, Dr. Scott. And I don't know, Bianca, are you involved in that as well? Yes, of course you are.
It actually is me who started it and put it into play.
Right. We're holding mock elections on the 12th. That's tomorrow in the lunchroom. It's going to be for Senate, for governor, and the ballot questions. Mr. Horowitz is sponsoring that, handling that during all lunch periods. So it gives our students the opportunity to kind of, vote for a choice, understand the procedure and the process, which is a great experience. I asked if he could get actual voting machines to do that, but it's too close to the primary election. So we have to kind of in the future figure out when we could. I'd like to get the kids used to using voting machines. I'd like to see if he can bring them in at some point and run some other kind of election, even for a class officer, where we can acclimate them to the use of the voting machine and the purpose of actually voting on a machine. Friday afternoon, there are a number of trips going out. So DEI is taking a trip to Rolling Thunder. They're taking 200 students with them. A number of teachers are going with them as well. And that same afternoon, actually that same day and in the morning, Mr. Hover, who is the SBTL for English Lit, is going to be taking 120 students to Drexel University. They're going to be participating in a writing symposium and workshop, and they're getting a tour of the honors college and program there at the same time. So that's pretty great. Our summer bridge program for selected incoming freshmen will be during the month of August. That'll be held from August 8th through the 12th. And our summer orientation program, it will be the following week for all ninth graders. Let me see what else we have going. Let's get to sports. I went over to the field to catch the last home game today. And I do have to tell you that unfortunately, or fortunately, it was canceled. Lincoln High School forfeited the game. So it's another win in Central's column, which is great. And playoffs begin on the 18th, which is next.
For boys baseball.
Boys baseball. Yep. Here are the sports current records. Badminton is 9-1. Girls softball 9-1. Boys volleyball 6-1. Boys baseball 9-1 in the public league and 9-7 overall. Boys lacrosse is 6-4. Girls lacrosse is 10-1. And the boys tennis team played in the championship yesterday. They lost in the city championships to Masterman, but they will play in the district championships on Thursday. And the track begins championships today, and our girls are favored to win. That was the help of Dr. Scott getting all that information together for me from Mr. Drayton. Are there any other questions?
A couple questions. One is, I saw somebody asking if the appointment of Avi was a new position or is she replacing someone?
The new position. It's the 4th AP position at Central High School.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I did find out today from Dr. Domers, I'm sure Mrs. Gillis and Dr. Tracy don't even know this, but I've been asked to stay on through the end of June to work with Kate Davis. Thank you, Bianca. Work with Kate Davis in kind of orienting her to the school as much as I can. And to be honest, between Bianca Gillis and Tracy Scott, they have really led the way and have really supported me and have done a great job in showing me the ropes at Central High School. And, you know, I always talk to people and look at the school. And when you run a school like this, it's basically running a business. There are so many facets that it's part of the things that make Central High School so unique. So thank you all for that. It's much appreciated, Bianca and Tracy.
Thank you. I just wanted to answer a question, if possible. Someone asked about if Ms. Snyder if someone would replace her. She's actually going to continue with the roster position as well as oversee the IB. It's just we wanted to, get another person because it is becoming, a lot of work. So she will continue with that position.
Thanks, Tracy. All right, thanks, Jeff.
My pleasure. Thank you. And thanks in advance for your contribution on Friday in recognition of the staff. It's much appreciated.
In case everyone doesn't know, we're going to be doing our teacher appreciation luncheon a week later than is normal, but because of all the IB and AP testing and everything else that's been going on at Central last week and even this week, Ms. Harrington suggested that Friday would be the best opportunity for that to happen. So that'll be for all the staff. The food will come in around 10:30 or 11. And it's a hot lunch and includes dessert. So we hope everyone appreciates and enjoys it as much as you guys have worked so hard for us this year. This is just another reminder. I know I had this up last month, but in case I did talk to people who didn't know that Catherine Davis, or Kate, is the new president of Central High School. She is starting to make connections with people at Central. She doesn't officially start until July 1st. And I think it's great, Jeff, that they asked you to stay to help her transition. She is currently a principal at the Henry School. And she also did go to Central and was class of 264. And she is the first woman president and first person of color to be the president at Central. So we're very excited to have her and to meet her soon. Just to reiterate some dates, we'll go over this in more detail under the class updates, but the senior prom is taking place on June 2nd at the Waterworks, and graduation is happening on June 10th, as you heard, at 10 o'clock at the Leocoris Center. And so I am now going to turn the program over to Ms. Trower to talk to everyone about how to help your senior transition successfully to college.
Thank you so much, Heidi. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Heidi and to AP Scott, who are my HSA designees throughout the year. And just thank you so much for always supporting me and connecting me. And just also a special shout out to Miss Nina Liu, who I had the awesome chance to work with earlier in the year with some of the Central swag. And I've just had a really great year with you guys, and I really appreciate just all of the support that you give the FACE department, and I hope that you feel supported from us. So, oh, and one more announcement. If you haven't done your volunteer orientations and you're like, I'm sorry, I love you, but I just can't sit through an hour and 15 minutes of it, I'm going to send Heidi an on-demand video of what you'll need. And I'm also going to include some extra things that you need to know that you won't find on the slides, because it's a little bit outdated, the video, right? So I will send that out as soon as possible. And I am having another orientation. I added an extra one this Saturday at 5. I'll also send the link as well because I know you guys need your clearances. All right, so without further ado, let me share my screen. And I'm gonna say share sound. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. All right, so this is our Freshman 101 workshop, and I created this workshop because I thought about how different things are right now as a parent, when I went to college and when my parents went to college. And even though some of the conversations are basically the same, thank you. There are some things that are just different. And I just thought, wouldn't it be cool if we talked to our parents about how they could talk to their students about that transition from high school to college. So this is Freshman 101. And so let's do a quick word from the dean's office and just talk about some of our rules. I would like you to participate and to be in the present, the now. And so no phones or computers if you can. And listen to all voices, stay open-minded, ask questions, be solution-oriented, and remain student-focused. All right, so before you panic, I just wanted to have a little laugh. And so if you can't hear this, let me know, but I think you should be able to.
College, a place where young people go to expand their minds, meet new friends, and maybe have a little fun. But this group of undergrads is about to find out.
Boys, get ready for the most epic semester of your lives.
We're gonna have a lot of late nights.
Working on our final project analyzing cross-cultural flood myths.
It ain't like the movies.
Heck yeah.
I just downloaded a lecture on the Epic of Gilgamesh. I'll share it with you guys.
They'll have to actually go to class.
I can't make it to rehearsal for a cappella regionals tomorrow. I have a physics final.
But Beth, if we don't win, it won't matter in the grand scheme of things, I guess.
Yeah, it would be insane of you to skip your physics final for this.
Yeah, this extracurricular has no intrinsic value to us after we graduate.
Oh.
They'll casually hang out with friends.
Gentlemen, tonight's Pirate Palooza is gonna show Delta Rho who the true kings of campus are.
We got something a little better up our sleeve.
Yeah, we just gonna catch up on DVR, play some video games, and not leave the couch the entire weekend.
Oh, thank God. Oh, that's so much better.
And they'll deal with the financial realities of higher education.
Spring break is 2 weeks away. Pack up, ladies, because we're headed to our parents' houses.
Woo! I can definitely not afford to take a road trip to Mexico. I'm gonna be in debt for years.
Yeah, you are.
This fall, make some memories.
Brad, before we graduate tomorrow, I have to ask you.
Yeah?
We should break up, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally. I mean, we're moving to opposite coasts. It would make no sense to force this.
Okay, awesome. Well, good luck with the rest of your life.
Hey, you too.
It's been fun.
I'm not gonna see you again.
No.
No.
Try to stay out of trouble.
Excuse me.
Dean Mitchell!
No, I have a delivery here for Ted.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were the dean.
I don't actually know what the dean looks like.
I saw him give a speech once.
Get ready for the best 4 years,
Looks like somebody won't be leaving this year, suckers.
5 years of your life.
I'm getting my master's in electrical engineering.
So I just wanted to impart some college, humor. And of course, it's all in fun and everything like that. but I just thought it was really cute and funny because I think a lot of students have, I think, an idea of college that they see sometimes on TV and the movies, that it's all like party all the time, but it is fun, but there's other things going on too, like your academics. So I just thought that was really cute. Oopsie. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So let's talk about what freshmen are going to experience most likely in their first year of college or university. Of course, it's an exciting time. It's a new place, and it's a new environment, and there's so many things that are going to be happening. And it's the first time that they're on their own, so of course they're excited, but they're also going to be, having maybe a little anxiety, nervousness about what's to come, and maybe feeling overwhelmed about it all because, depending on what kind of campus you have, if it's a big campus, it can be very overwhelming, all the buildings and the different places you have to go and you don't know where you're going. And sometimes even orientation doesn't really prepare you for it, right? But I feel like a lot of the time Central students get it because they have a big campus, so they kind of understand that as well. And of course, adapting, getting used to being in this new place and space, and realizing that, mom and dad aren't there every day to wake you up and tell you, hey, it's time for school. And basically just realigning what it is, your attitude and your behavior sometimes to adjust to this new environment. And of course, there's a lot of socializing and the university culture, which is always unique to every school, right? And every environment. So for those of us who have been to a 4-year university, I think we all can relate to this list here, right? Of what it's like that first year. So let's talk about what are some of the first things that you want to talk to about your students as they get ready to go to college? Because it is going to be overwhelming and it can be stressful. I want you to assure rather your students that it is normal and it's common for students across all kinds of different backgrounds to experience this anxiety and stress. And a study from the University of North Carolina research shows that 31.7% of first years experienced a form of anxiety or stress. And you're not alone. And it's not an easy solution overnight or a quick fix. Sometimes it just takes time to find your footing, but there are tools that your student will be able to utilize once they get on campus and once they do find their footing. And so just encourage them, especially when you go to orientation week. And if you are going with them, I know my mom came to my first day. They had something for the parents as well. You just want to identify on campus personnel such as counselors, resident assistants, mentors, etc., to be a support system. And I think what's different from visiting a college campus when you do your college tours is, yeah, you get the overall view, but that orientation week is super crucial because you're really going to walk around and identify these actual people or places where you can go to get support. And I think it's really important to set a precedent. And I know that our central parents talk to their students a lot about this now, but practicing self-care and finding things and people that help you take away some of your stress, right? And so these are the things that we want to talk to our children about and kind of set the expectation for them that it is going to be stressful at times because it's new and it's going to be overwhelming, but there's a way to overcome all of that. And there's always a person you can talk to right there on campus if they can, of course, talk to mom or dad right away. So I just had some thinking strategies that worked for me. And I also talked to several professors at UPenn and Penn State and Temple. And many of them refer to the 4 A's of mindfulness. And I was able to find a link as well. And we have resources at the end of this that you can click on. I'm going to share this out. So the 4 A's are avoiding, altering, accepting, and adapting. And I think as college students, that first year, as you're setting up your academic calendar, trying to figure out what your social life looks like, how you're going to move through the next 3 years, there are going to be all kinds of situations that could take you out of that or off that path. And so definitely talking to your kids about avoiding situations where they feel that they're not in control of their surroundings. So you want to take control of your surroundings, be aware of your environment, and also avoid people in situations that aren't conducive to a healthy learning environment or even a healthy social environment, right? So things that you know are going to cause you stress. So for instance, if you know that you have to be at class at 8:30 a.m. in the morning and you're on your way to campus, you're on your way to class, and you know that there's a long line at the Java Hut for coffee, maybe leaving out 5 minutes before class starts, and you know your professor is really hard about being late, plan out a little bit, earlier when you're going to leave, right? That's like taking control of your surroundings. And you can also learn to say no, because maybe you're a bio student and maybe your friend is a dance, major. And so your courses aren't necessarily always going to be the same, even if you are taking gen ed courses, right? And so you know that there are certain things that you might not be able to do that they can do. Their schedule is different. So if they're asking you to go to a party or to do something that might, veer from your schedule when you know there are other things to do that are important, learn to say no. And it is also okay to ditch part of your list. Prioritizing what is important and what can wait is really important, right? So you want to have those conversations. You also want to talk to them about setting boundaries for themselves and for others and how they behave around people and vice versa. So if there's something that's going on, whether it's a dorm situation with a roommate, or maybe you've decided to join a sorority and there are things going on that, you just feel like it's not good for you, it's okay to ask people to change their behavior, and it's okay for you to as well, right? You have to be willing to do the same. Of course, you want to be communicating with people and make your expectations clear. And of course, we talked about this before, managing your time better. And these are some other great ways to kind of take the stress out of you. Acceptance, right? Talking with people about certain issues and where you are is a great way for you to kind of get rid of the baggage. If something goes down with the professor, or you have an issue with, a staff or somebody, for our athletes, a coach, talk it out with them. And of course, give yourself pep talks all the time. Let yourself know that, hey, you're great, you're wonderful, you're awesome, it's going to be a great day, and learn from your mistakes. And of course, the biggest one that I think is really adapting, adjusting your standards. And so, if there are certain things that are out of your control, you have to find a way to be flexible, because in college, your first year, there's going to be a lot of things that are out of your control, because you're so new and you're still just trying to figure it out, right? And adopt a mantra. Say, hey, like today is going to be a great day, something cheesy, whatever it is, but just constantly reassuring yourself that you got this. And of course, looking at the big picture, there are certain things that are, in the grand scheme of things, not as big as we think they are in the moment. And when you look back, it's like, so just try to keep those things in mind, and you should be good to go. And one of the best things that I learned my senior year of high school, when I had to take accelerated courses, AP courses, was time management. And I think this is something that parents really should speak to their students about. And I know you do, because you're at Central, so you kind of already have an idea about how to go about things, right? But as freshmen, it can get overwhelming, because I know that there are a lot of people who love to achieve big, and so they might be taking a full load, which I don't suggest. They might be taking a full 18, credits. I don't suggest that your first year. I did it. It was wild, right? And so you want to make sure that you keep record of your goals and your expectations for your freshman year and review them occasionally. Be realistic about your wants versus your needs. So, what do I need to do in order to make sure I pass this class versus what I want to do, which is maybe I do want to attend like every homecoming event or the annual festival that they have at the local, the local whatever. You want to make sure that you manage those expectations and those wants and those needs. Also, again, building a schedule that is practical and balanced. I think it's really important to talk to your students who I don't like to use the word overachieving, because I don't think that you can be an overachiever, but they have lofty goals. And I know I did go to my freshman year thinking, I'm going to do everything and I just want to knock this out. And I had an ambitious schedule, and it was crazy. And I did get through it, but it was very painful and hard. And so you want to be balanced in your scheduling. If you know you're not a morning person, don't take that 7 a.m. class. I mean, yes, you might want the whole day to do whatever it is that you're going to do, but you have to be realistic, right? And one of the things that saved me from my sophomore year was really relying on my academic advisor. I built a special relationship with my academic advisor to really help me navigate how to plan and make the most of my experience in my academic pursuits and my social life, right? And so don't bite off more than you can chew. I think that's the biggest thing. So this is a slideshow that I'm going to share out with you guys. So this is a video on time management, but we really don't have to watch it. I just included it because I think it's a great resource. And you guys have a lot going on.
Many of us.
So the other things that we want to talk to is our students about is personal accountability and responsibility, right? So we just want to make sure our students eat their P's. We want to make sure that they understand that to have a balanced life in college, you have to have a personal life. So that's your self-care, your relationships, your family, your work, your events. So that's like your socializing and the activities and all the athletic things that you may do. And academic, of course, studying, planning, project completion, and syllabus and syllabi, understanding what is expected in each course, because really that is your guide for the entire subject that you have, for each subject that you have. And it seems like a duh thing, but it really isn't. I know so many of my freshman friends who really glanced at the syllabus like, ugh, and then we're like, I'll worry about it later. And when, things came up, they were like, wait, what? And I'm like, you didn't look at the syllabus, did you? You didn't look at it. So it's really important to know what your teachers are expecting of you, what your professors are asking of you to help you plan better. So when it comes to your personal life, there is only one you, and there are going to be a lot of things that are happening on campus at once. And so, again, talking with your freshmen about in their personal life, the importance of self-care, setting boundaries, making time for friends and family. If they have a relationship, juggling that relationship and school, giving back to the community. I think that's a really big thing, especially if you aren't Greek. because a lot of our Greek organizations, they have a volunteer component. So that's something you're already doing. But if you're not Greek, and of course I wasn't, what are other ways that I can give back to this community that's serving me? Also, your spiritual and mental well-being and physical wellness. A personal life that is fulfilled, balanced, and tended to with care makes for a focused, organized, and healthy freshman ready to have a successful academic and social life. You're also going to want to talk to your students about the fact that they're adults. Yes, they are 18 and legal, but there are still certain things that you still want to have that conversation with them about. We've all had to talk when we, were 13 or 14 or 15 and starting high school. But now as an adult, there's an additional component I think that parents have to sit down with their students and talk about. And so these are not, this is not a full list, but these are the things that I think are really important, being aware of your surroundings, where you are, so that you're making safe choices and making good decisions. We talked about it earlier, identifying early on resources for academic and mental counseling, keeping your academics at the forefront, but also having fun. You want to talk to them about financial responsibility. I had roommates whose parents were millionaires, and they were on $150 a month budget, and they had to budget out, their food, their clothing, washing clothes, buying clothes, gas, and all of those things. And you also want to talk to them about sexual health, cybersecurity, making sure that they're protecting, all of their documents and their, all of the things that they have going on in the internet. Again, time management. And I can't stress enough the importance of balance. And it's not party all the time, right? So it's not like these movies, right? And I know that a lot of people are like, yeah, when they think about college, they think about Legally Blonde and all that stuff. But hey, even Elle Woods had a 4.0 and was the president of Delta Nu. So she really did have to have a pretty good academic run in order for her to do all of these extracurriculars that she did, right? And so university it's a big step for children who are journeying into their adulthood. And I think the big picture at the end of the day is that your university career has to be well-rounded, and there's a lot of different things to do on campus, but you need to remember that classes come first. Studying is a necessity. Prioritizing your academic requirements should always be at the top of your goal planning, and creating a schedule that's flexible and allows you to work and play is really important. And I prefer to plan my day around what I had to do for my classes, and that included studying. So the fun stuff later, but I took care of the stuff that was important first. We are there to get the education. We're there to get a degree so that we can, become successful, independent adults, whatever that looks like for the individual, right? But I don't want to give you the wrong impression. And I think you should also talk to your students that it's not all work, 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 work. It's not exactly Dead Poet Society either, or any of these other movies. All of these movies have elements of truth about college life, but college life is unique to every individual, and it's not always something dramatic and oh my gosh, like it's the end of the world. It's what you make of it, right? And you're going to be on your own for the first time, and there's going to be so many things that you're going to discover about yourself as an adult, where your passions lie. And I think that campuses have something for everyone. So make sure you're checking out your Student Life Center, where they have all the organizations and the student unions housed in many of their Student Life Centers. Make sure that you look at leisure and career-oriented clubs. Go out on the town and explore your city. Get to know the locals, volunteer at a local organization, and of course, attend the parties. have fun, but be responsible. Go to the sporting events, go to homecoming, and become a foodie on a budget. Find out what restaurants for cheap, you can go hang out at. Just find out what makes you happy. And it's going to seem like this is a long road to get to this graduation road where you are finally done this academic chapter of your life, for those who don't plan on going to graduate school right away. But I think as your parent, your job is to help them get through this incredible journey and being supportive, a good listener, loving, empathetic, open, present, patient, and firm when they call you about some of the heavier stuff, or if they're just stressed out about an exam, or if it feels like they feel a little, they're lacking motivation. Be and do all the things for your babies that you've done for them at Central to get them to the point where they've made it to university. Still do all of that. And just love them, because that's what they're going to need the most: love and support, and occasionally an extra $100 to, have fun with. So think about that. And I just wanted to leave you with this, this amazing, incredible young lady. I know her parents, and she started a YouTube channel when she started at Cornell University, and she did a montage of her for her first year at college, and it's only a couple of minutes. I just wanted to leave you with something positive and fun, and also hope, because this young lady did experience COVID her freshman year of college, a pandemic. And so she started in school and then had to leave in like the middle of the year. And so it is all about, at the end of the day, overcoming adversity, living in the moment, and enjoying your very first year as a freshman at your uni. And so I'm going to play it now.
I'm pleased to inform you that you will be offered an admission to Cornell!
Freshman year was a crazy, fun, scary time, and it all began with the backpacking trip.
This could be the moment we've been waiting for, the chance to feel alive. Nothing's gonna stop us, nothing's gonna top this, nothing like we've ever seen.
Then, school finally began.
Raise my hands to the sky, what a feeling. Oh. 'Cause I feel like dancing high, got a feeling, time to feel it. This is where it all begins. This is where it all begins. This is where it all begins. 'Cause this could be the best day of our lives, yeah. This is where it all begins. Burning like a light show, free yourself and let go. Time to see it all. Don't think about tomorrow, today we are heroes. Hear adventure call. There are whole new worlds to see. I keep running, and my feet keep lifting me like I'm flying. Time to see it.
And just like that, in 2 hours, I moved out of my messy dorm and said goodbye to my closest friends. Although I miss being on campus, I'm grateful to have spent the rest of my freshman year with my family. I even had a Zoom birthday party. I also spent my time gardening, cooking, and planting bonsais. Even though freshman year didn't go as planned, I still had an amazing year and I'm excited for what's to come.
So I just wanted to leave you with hope and inspiration, and to let you know that even though college is a big campus, there's so many different people. Just remember to tell your students they will find their person, they will find their group. You don't need a billion friends. You really only need a couple of people who are your home base for you to laugh with, cry with, be frustrated with. And it's such a wonderful, special time of the year. And I am really excited about all of the awesome seniors who are going off to do wonderful, great big things at university. I wish them nothing but peace, happiness, joy, lots of fun studying, but also lots of time just living life and coming into their own as young adults. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak with you, and I hope you learned a lot.
Victoria, thank you. That was great. And I would be very happy if we could get that file from you and post it up on the home and school website for the parents that couldn't watch it tonight. All right, great. So next on the agenda is our home and school elections, and I wanted to give each of the candidates that are running an opportunity to say a few words about themselves so that you get to know them a little better, even though you do know quite a few of them already because you've seen them from time to time making presentations during this meeting. So if that's okay, Leslie, if you want to introduce yourself and just say a few things. I know you're on the, are you on the phone or are you on video? All right, well, are you there, Leslie? All right, let's go, if that's okay, we'll just jump to Lynn and then maybe Leslie can come around next time. So Lynn Hopper.
Hi, everyone. My name's Lynn Hopper. And Victoria, thank you for that presentation. Now I want to go back to college again. So COVID or no COVID, I want to go back. So my name's Lynn Hopper, and I've been on the home and school for a couple years now. My daughter graduated in 279, and then I have a junior, Jillian Hopper, who is a 282. I really like being a part of the board because I feel like I can give back and get a little insight about what's going on at school, since my daughter doesn't really tell me all that information. And that's about it.
Thanks, Lynn. Rita? Are you on? I think you're still on.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rita Robinson, and I am the mother of a 284 student. I'm just finishing up this freshman year where he decided to try some new things, and is pretty excited about starting at Central. Personally, I come from a communications background professionally, and I'm just glad to have an opportunity to be able to serve. I am familiar with serving in other schools, just always being involved. And I'm glad to be able to have this space to be able to serve, advocate for students, support staff and teachers. And that's who I am. Thank you so much for this time and this opportunity.
Thanks, Rita. Nina?
Hello, everyone. My name is Nina Liu, and I have been the treasurer for the last couple of years. And I am the parent of a 283 Kai Page, and I am the parent of an incoming 285 Vaughn Page. And since my 283 started during the pandemic, I have actually no idea about really what happens at Central in terms of traditions or how things usually happen outside of the pandemic. So I'm a little excited that my 285 gets that opportunity to be able to do so, or at least a little bit more normal than what we've been used to the last couple of years. And finally getting a chance to, as a parent of Central students, to kind of understand and see and experience what many of you have had the opportunity to do so.
Thanks, Nina. And Esther?
Hi, everyone. I actually am in the middle of pickup, so I'm jumping on my phone. But my name is Esther Roche. I am the parent of Lila Torres, who is a 283. I also have a son who is a 6th grader who hopes to go to Central one day. So currently I am serving as a communications chair, so you might see my name pop up on the listserv pretty often, just trying to make sure everyone's up to date as to what's going on. But I, would like to do more and help support the home and school board at my kids' last school. I also was on the executive board. And, I work with schools, so I have a lot of that background knowledge to help provide the insight of what goes on with the district. So looking forward to continuing in working with the HSA.
Thanks, Esther. And Leslie's actually having some connectivity issues, so I'm going to speak on her behalf. Leslie's our current secretary, and she has a Central alum, a current senior in 281, and a freshman at Central. And she is looking forward to working with the school staff, students, and families in this role. And she's also very excited to work with the administration and the incoming President Davis. So according to the home and school bylaws, we need to take a vote on the executive positions. And if this works out, I have created a poll. If everyone can answer the question, which is, I vote to elect this HSA slate of candidates for the next school year, then hopefully we can approve this group of volunteers for the 2022-2023 school year. And I think almost everyone has voted. So I'm going to end the poll. It's unanimous yeses. Thank you for that. And just to reiterate, the additional positions that are listed here, we have Robin continuing on as our fundraising chair and Maria as our hospitality chair. The campus environment position and Esther as vacating the communication position. Those two positions are both open. So if any of you are interested in getting more involved with the home and school, please let us know. And we will, happily have you join the group and contribute in any way that you can. And then we also have Tony Dominic as our tech support person, and he's also going to be continuing on as I think, he and Robin have a 283 as well as their 281. So, so thanks everybody for taking the time for that election. And now we'll move on with the agenda to fundraising. And Robin. Actually, do you want me? I'll take the spiritware and magnets stuff and then have you talk about the auction. So first of all, we closed out our spiritware. We ended up making $222 on the spiritware that we just recently sold a few weeks ago. We do still have magnets for sale. Some of them that were pre-ordered were handed out last week at school. And this week on Friday from 12:30 to 3:30, if anybody is going to be coming to the school for any reason, there are still magnets for sale. And if you weren't able to pick up your car magnets, then if you can get to school on Friday or remind your student that there is something to be picked up, we will be there again on Friday. And going forward for Spiritwear, we are also looking for the possibility of maybe a new design or two for some of our hoodies, sweatshirts, and t-shirts. So if anyone out there knows of a great graphic designer or artist that might be interested in contributing a design to sell on the Spiritwear for Central, we would be happy to consider those. Otherwise, we are going to be putting in an order for more Spiritwear to have on site and available, so that when we have our incoming new student orientation in August, we'll be able to sell Spiritwear then. And also whatever's left from the orientation sales, we will sell at what we're hopeful is a in-person back to school night in September. So I think that's most of the updates about Spiritwear and magnets. And now I'll turn things over to Robin, talk about the auction.
Thanks, Heidi. Yeah, so a lot of you have probably seen my emails. We are getting very close to the auction. It's not this Saturday, it's May 21st, the following Saturday from 6 to 10 at Discovery Center. It includes food and drinks and the silent auction and dessert. And we have a DJ that's coming who is a Central grad. We'll probably do a small little live auction. So we're raising money to help for the department grants next year. And then also that they're going to be making a student-centered space for students to meet. And is there a whole space that's being renovated right now in the school? So really we just want to get some people there. So please buy your tickets and come. It should be a really, really nice event. It is like an indoor-outdoor event. We are right on the reservoir there with Discovery Center. And then, there's some places if you want to donate items, some links that I've sent out, or to help volunteer at the event. But definitely, we'd love to see as many people there as possible, and to really take advantage of hopefully what will be a beautiful night in Philadelphia. So that's
awesome.
all I have. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Robin. And just as an FYI, Robin reported earlier that we have sold 50 tickets so far, but we really want to, get the number up maybe closer to 150. So if you're interested, we do have a flyer that you can share on your social media channels or with any of your local neighborhood organizations, because we know that Central graduates are everywhere, and it's certainly an opportunity for alumni to come back and support the school through this auction event as well. So so if you want to get a copy of that flyer, just email Robin and she'll send that to you.
Okay. And I just saw somebody is asking for a link for tickets. I will add that link now to this chat.
Great, thanks.
All right.
Okay. Does anyone, Rita or Jamie or Kathy, I don't know if anyone wants to give an update on the progress that the Anti-Racism Network is making on their scholarship.
Yeah, you can give them.
Hi, everyone. So we would like to thank everyone who made a purchase from our popcorn sale. It was a 4-day event, only 4 days, but we did a really great job. So we want to thank all of those that made a purchase, and we want everyone to know that we are still receiving donations. So you can use the PayPal link, select CHS Anti-Racism to support our scholarship. The scholarship that we are collecting donations for is to acknowledge, reward, and celebrate a graduating senior who has made and has demonstrated strong initiatives with anti-racism. And so we want to give them our support. So please support us this is the second year that this award will be given out, and we are looking to make this an annual award. You can join us at our next meeting, which is May 22nd at 4 p.m. And please, for those of you who have seniors or any of the staff that are on the call, we look forward to receiving your nominations. Students can nominate themselves, or they can nominate others for those that they feel should receive this recognition. If you have any questions, please feel free to email kathybarch@gmail.com, or you can visit our page, which is listed on the link.
Thanks, Rita. Jeff, do you have a question?
I do. You're looking for a caterer. Have you considered checking in with Mike Horowitz to see who caters his events?
Oh, yeah, that was, we have a caterer now. We're going to be using DeBruno Brothers for the
Right.
auction. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so another reminder about how to get involved with the school. And now we're going to go into class updates. And as you can see, this slide is jam-packed with activities for the 281 class. I had a conversation with Mike Horowitz earlier today, which is how this information all came to me. So for all of the senior parents and guardians, tonight is an overwhelming amount of activity going on for you to take note of, and we will get this up onto the website as soon as we can. But tomorrow is going to be, I know you heard this in Jeff's report as well, but there's going to be a mock primary election for all the seniors all day long in the lunchroom. And what it's going to do, because most of them have become eligible to vote, is going to give them an experience where they can get a sample ballot, declare what party they're in, and if they choose to be independent, then their ballot will just have the questions on it, and they will, fill out the ballots and practice for next week when we have the actual primary election in Philadelphia. May 13th is a half day for students, and there's something going on for their seniors called the World Cup of Soccer. I don't have a lot of information about that, but Mike said he was going to be sharing all of the activities with the seniors through their Google Classroom. So please be sure to ask them about this if there's anything that they need from you for participation. May 16th, which is next Monday, is a late arrival for seniors because their school is going to be doing Keystone testing. May 17th, school is closed. May 18th is a late arrival because of Keystone testing. May 19th is Museum Day. There is going to be a $5 charge for that, and chaperones are needed. We heard that the two museums are the Art Museum and the Mutter Museum, I believe. So make sure that your students are thinking about that. That's on Thursday, and then Friday is Central at the Phillies. Apparently the tickets are almost sold out. And the other thing about May 20th is that's the last day to pay your school dues or to pay for any other activity with a check. So if your seniors haven't paid for prom tickets yet or anything else that they need to write a check for, please keep the May 20th date in mind and get those things wrapped up. May 23rd, Central is going to hold a college decision day. So all of the 281 students who want to participate can wear their, college sweatshirts, t-shirts, or anything else that they want. And in the morning, they're going to have a program in the auditorium that hopefully can move to the outdoor patio. It'll have include a DJ and some other federal donuts and some other snacks, just as a way to celebrate all of their achievements. May 24th, cardigan day, wear a cardigan to school. I'm not really sure what else is involved there. And then May 25th, it is a senior and junior picnic. I'm not sure of the final cost yet, but there is a need for chaperones. And this is the picnic that is held at Diamond Ridge Camp and includes swimming. Then in June, there is a dodgeball tournament on June 1st. The senior prom is on June 2nd. June 3rd is a study anywhere day. And then the week of June 6th through 10th, there are going to be activities every day, including things like picking up your cap and gown and having the yearbooks distributed, additional study days, and of course, the rehearsal for graduation and graduation. I don't have any updates for 282. I don't know if Lisa is on, but, or if anyone else has any information other than the juniors will be joining the seniors for the class pick, for the picnic. 283, do we have Shanice or Jamie?
Yeah, I'm here. Basically they're just gearing up for the carnival, and they've been having bake sales and other activities to raise money for the carnival. And we have a form for the parent volunteers that I believe it has gone out, but if it's not, it will go out.
Okay. And Shanice, I don't know if you know, for the carnival games that they want to have at the carnival, and the home and school has agreed to fund those. So we just need to get a list of what those games are and links to where we should buy them. Or if they've already been purchased, then just send us some receipts.
Yeah, I don't think they've been purchased. I will email Ms. Thornton now and let her know.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I don't have any updates for the 284 class.
I do.
Okay. Thanks, Bianca.
Hi. So for me, I wanted to plan something really special for 284 because of coming off of a COVID year, and they pretty much missed their 6th and 7th grade school years. And I thought, why not celebrate them? So they are having a freshman fun day on June 8th, where they will have free food, free games, face painting, a DJ, carnival games, and just like having a good, from I think it's 12:30 to 3:30. And I just want to celebrate those students on that day. So they're actually having something. I'm sorry, you know, Mr. Burns is aware, but I can send you the Google Sheet with everything that we're actually doing for freshmen on that day.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
They'll be really happy for that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then before I get out of these class updates, there's one thing I forgot to mention for senior parents. There was a note put out on the Google group about, and I believe also on the Facebook page, about the graduation signs that you can purchase that say congratulations 281 Central Senior or something like that. And I know that those signs can still be purchased. And then we have a parent who, Amanda Aronoff, is coordinating distributing those signs, those lawn signs, from a variety of different locations across the city, but also including at school. So keep an eye on the information for that if you haven't gotten a lawn sign yet. And just as a reminder, this is our last meeting. So we will see you all next year, unless we see you at some of the many numbers of events that are taking place in the next month and a half. Again, there's lots and lots of things coming up. This is only a small amount of the important dates and events, but that is our last slide. This is my last meeting, so I also wanted to say thank you to everybody for your attentiveness and your contributions and your support for 2 years of home and school meetings on Zoom and dealing with all of the stuff that we've had to deal with as parents. And you know, it's great to have this network, and I hope to see some of your faces in person before the end of the year. But I'm very happy with all of the new parents that are coming in to take over for the home and school exec committee. And you know, thanks for supporting Central. It means a lot to your students, and it means a lot to the administration and the staff. So thanks again, and have a great night.
Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you.